Kanchanaburi. Among Thai ghost enthusiasts, it's often whispered to be one of the most haunted provinces in Thailand. There are many reasons why this land has become a cradle of restless spirits. Kanchanaburi carries the energy of suffering and violent death, more than almost anywhere else in the country. During World War II, the construction of the Death Railway that connected Thailand and Burma claimed the lives of tens of thousands of Thai, Burmese, Malay, and Allied prisoners of war. Many died from exhaustion, torture, starvation. Some were even buried alive. To this day, areas like the bridge over the River Kwai, Hellfire Pass, and Ta Makam village are said to echo with the sounds of marching spirits and the cries of soldiers in the dead of night. Locals claim that at Hellfire Pass, on some nights, you can hear metal striking against metal, or a faint cry of, "Help me," when no one is there. The River Kwai and the many rivers branching through the province, the Kwai Noi, Kwai Yai, and the great reservoirs of Sri Nakarin and Vajiralongkorn are believed to be haunted waters. There are countless tales of drownings, suicides, and murders, especially around the floating rafts scattered along the river. Among the most infamous are the ghost raft of Kanchanaburi, where a woman was said to have been murdered and thrown into the river. Her spirit still lingers beneath the surface. And the cursed raft, where guests report seeing a woman's shadow drifting on the water at 2 a.m., even though no one had gone outside. Kanchanaburi also has vast forests. It's the most heavily forested province in western Thailand. In remote areas like Tongpapum, Sangklaburi, and Sayok, there are old graveyards, abandoned military camps, and even villages that vanished. Campers and trekkers often speak of floating lights or the sound of footsteps in the jungle when they are certain they're alone. Kanchanaburi is haunted because it's a land where many have died. The waters run deep, the forests are old, and faith runs strong. It's a place where the living and the dead coexist, layer upon layer, and where the air itself feels heavy with memory. It's no wonder that even before crossing the bridge over the River Kwai, many already feel a chill down their spine. And this is the story of a woman who came here to heal her heart, but ended up sharing a raft with something that should never have been alive beneath those waters. Running away to forget. The van from Bangkok to Kanchanaburi hummed to a stop. Mano, a young woman with tired eyes, slung her gray backpack over her shoulder and stepped out in front of the sign, Ta Raft on the River Kwai. She had booked it 2 weeks earlier. The afternoon sun was still harsh, but the breeze off the Kwai Yai River was cool enough to raise goosebumps. She stood for a moment, staring at the greenish-gray water stretching into the horizon, and sighed. "So I really came here, alone." Her voice was so soft, it almost vanished into the wind. 3 weeks ago, she'd broken up with her boyfriend of 7 years. The man she thought she'd spend her life with had someone else. She decided to run away from everything: the apartment, the phone calls, the photos, the noise, everything that still smelled like him. She chose a floating raft in the middle of the river because she wanted silence. True silence, The raft owner was a kind, middle-aged woman named Auntie Un. She greeted Mano with a warm smile. "All by yourself, dear?" "Yes, just need a quiet place for a few days." "Perfect timing. You'll have the whole raft to yourself tonight. Peaceful, I promise." Mano smiled back, unaware that the silence she wished for was far too real. The raft without a signal. The raft was made of real wood, not a resort, but a rustic houseboat with 2 small rooms, a shared bathroom, and a narrow deck dipping into the river. At dusk, a worker pulled the raft away from the shore using a long-tailed boat. "The current's strong tonight," the man said hoarsely. "By morning, it'll drift itself back near the bank." Mano nodded and watched as his boat engine faded into the orange horizon. When the sound disappeared, only the river remained. Plock, plap, plock, plap. She sat on the deck, smoked 2 cigarettes back to back, and inhaled the scent of damp wood and river air. It was peaceful, eerily so, but as the sun vanished behind the mountain, the quiet became too complete. Then she heard it, plock, right beside her foot. She flinched, looked down. Nothing but rippling water, just a fish, she told herself. Inside the room, she played soft music through her phone, but before the next song could start, the signal vanished. No service, no voices, no light from the shore, only a raft floating in darkness and the sound of the river breathing around her. The sound beneath the deck. Midnight. Mano still couldn't sleep. The night air was cool, but she felt, watched. Plock, plap, plap. It sounded like footsteps, not drips, as if someone was walking slowly along the deck. She sat up, heart pounding, and peeked through the door crack. Nothing. The moonlight reflected off the water. Then, movement. A shadow beneath the deck, rising. She leaned over the railing and froze. A human head surfaced from the water, then sank back down. Oh my God! She stumbled backward, slammed the door shut, and pressed herself against the wall. From beneath the floor came the sound of fingers or nails scraping wood. Skrrr, skrrr, skrrr. She stuffed her ears with the blanket, eyes wide open. But the scratching continued, relentless, directly under where she lay. The reflection. Morning. Mano stepped out to the deck, bleary-eyed. Mist hovered over the still river. She knelt to wash her face, then froze. In the reflection beside her own was another face, a pale woman, hair soaked, eyes wide open, staring back at her, and it wasn't her reflection. "That's not me." She scrambled backward, fell to the floor. When she looked again, the water was calm. Only her own reflection remained. The woman in white. That evening, Auntie Un called from the shore. Her voice broke up, but Mano caught the words. "Someone will bring you dinner tonight, dear. Don't forget to take it." But by 8 p.m., no one had come. She sat alone, the small lamp glowing beside her bed. The river whispered, plap, pluck, plap. Nearly midnight, someone knocked on the door. Talk, talk. Mano froze. "Who is it?" No answer. Only the silhouette of a long-haired woman passing by the window. Heart pounding, Mano grabbed her flashlight and opened the door. No one there, but on the railing, wet handprints, dripping, the voice from the water. She tried to sleep again, tossing in and out of nightmares. Then, around 2 a.m., she woke to the sound of a woman's faint laughter. Heh, heh, heh. It came from beneath the raft. Then, a whisper between sobs. Cold, so cold. Mano crept to the balcony door, trembling. The moonlight revealed a woman in white, standing at the far edge of the raft. Her hair covered her face. Her hand pointed downward, into the river. Mano stepped back slowly until the woman suddenly leapt into the water. Splash! Water sprayed across Mano's face. She shone her flashlight, but the surface was perfectly still. The photograph. Her hands shook as she grabbed her phone to check the time, but the screen lit up on its own. In her gallery, a new photo had appeared. It showed her standing on the balcony, holding the flashlight, and right behind her, the woman in white, her wet hand resting gently on Mano's shoulder. Mano screamed, threw the phone away, locked herself in the room. But then came the knock again. Talk, talk. Open it, the voice whispered, right by her ear. The last morning. She didn't remember falling asleep, only that she woke up, curled in a corner, shaking. The next morning, Auntie Un arrived by boat. Mano ran out, pale and trembling. Auntie, did anyone come to the raft last night? No, dear. No one's allowed out here. There's no one nearby. Auntie Un frowned. You left the lights on all night, didn't you? I could see the raft glowing from the shore. No, the power went out early. The woman fell silent, then asked softly, You were alone, right? Mano nodded. Auntie Un's expression darkened. I just asked because last night I thought I saw another woman standing on the deck with you. The final recording. Before returning to Bangkok, Mano checked her phone again. The strange photo was gone, but in its place was a video clip. It was less than 10 minutes long, recorded with her front camera. In it, she saw herself walking out to the deck at 3 a.m., talking softly to something in the water. Are you cold? I'll help you. Then she watched herself walk straight into the river. Mano dropped the phone, trembling, tears falling. She had no memory of doing any of it. Final chapter. The shadow that remains. A week after returning to Bangkok, Mano tried to live normally again. But every night, when she washed her face in front of the mirror, she'd see another reflection beside her. A woman with dripping hair, eyes wide, face pale. And whenever she looked closer, a single drop of water would slide down her chin, even though her face was completely dry. Sometimes, running away from sadness leads us somewhere we were never meant to go. The wind still whispers like the River Kwai, and in Kanchanaburi, when the night falls silent, some people swear they can still see a long-haired woman walking slowly along a lonely raft at 3 a.m. before she sinks beneath the dark water, just like before.